had a camera looking at a space with people in it. That's sort of like coming in from one eye. The other eye is the radio signals, so sonar from the Wi-Fi router. And they just learned to predict, like, this is where the human beings are. Then they took away the camera. So all the AI had was the language of radio signals bouncing around a room. And this is what they're able to reconstruct. Real-time 3D pose estimation, right? So suddenly AI has turned every Wi-Fi router into a camera that can work in the dark, specially tuned for tracking living beings.
Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, that great millstone that taught us his truth, and peace and salutations to you, hopeful like the Akim out there laboring by pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. So this is your brother Amar, out here from GMS Idaho Camp. I saw this video on the gram, and I want to do a little lesson on it because it just goes to show you the type of technologies that Esau Edom is getting ready to use on these people. If not, he's using them already. Because if we know about it, then that means they've had this technology for years and years. You know, they like to say, oh, they're just discovering this. But hey, man, I remember it was always something that, you know, even my dad told me, that he said, whatever technology that you see being used, the government had it 10 years before it was even a thing. You know, and I kind of, as a kid, he kind of told us that, you know, brushed it off. I'm like, yeah, no way. I was like, they would have definitely tell us and let us know if it benefits society. But, you know, as you get older, you understand that it is complete opposite of that, that if something does benefit society, like cars running on water, machines that can pull water out of thin air, you know, are going to get destroyed, sabotaged, murdered, suicided, you know. But not saying that this is a good invention, but it's just going to show you that the state of technology that they do have, they're not out up front with it, obviously. You know, when they are going to come out up front with it is in the time of Jacob's trouble, when they've been preparing years and years and years for that date specifically to be able to unleash these machines, these robot dogs, these Terminators, these little robot flies, you know, drone birds, whatever they got out there, man, they're going to pull up all the stops. This is Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. And that's going into, you know, going into the depths of the oceans, digging up holes to find a sword buried underground, you know, Arctic exploration, splicing an atom, splicing genes, you know. That's not necessarily wisdom, but it's something that Jake is not doing, man. We ain't getting an excavator and digging shit up in the ground, you know, and finding out what happened 2,000 years ago, putting carbon dating on it, which is bullshit anyways, you know. But like, we're not out there, you know, digging stuff up, like going through mummies' tombs. You know, that's Esau Edom, you know, sending his scientists out to search, to do that diligent search. You know, this is verse 4. With thy wisdom and thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. Because best believe, if there's some buried treasure out there, Esau Edom has sent parties out to look for it. Exploration groups, just like in the movies that you see. Hey, man, and a lot of those artifacts are actually belonging to Yashar Allah from some of from the temples that they sacked, from the treasures that they took. You know, it even says when Titus, you know, sacked Jerusalem, and also when Ptolemy, you know, and went in with Antiochus, Epiphanes, you know, the four generals of Alexander the Great, they all helped exceedingly pollute the wickedness in that world at the time, and also take the riches away from Yashar Allah. This is verse 5. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Because, yeah, man, this devil is so prideful because he knows he controls the earth. He knows he has the means to put a submarine deep under the ocean, you know, not one controlled by some cheap-ass Game Boy controller, you know, but something that they can really get into some shit. Because they best believe if they could, they'd have Leviathan swimming in circles like fucking Shamu in Disney World, or what is that water park out there, SeaWorld. In Florida, Orlando, you know, they'd have Leviathan jumping through fire hoops and shit. But hey, man, we understand that he's not that powerful, because Yahweh Shai has more tricks up his sleeve that Esau Edom can never prepare for, i.e. for example, spiritual powers, the chariots manifesting themselves and straight whooping his ass, these newly created creatures, the Leviathan and his cousins, because it's not just one Leviathan. Scriptures speak of things made in pairs. So, there's a lot coming to this devil, and I can't wait, call Allah Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, that we're sitting in this blessed position to be in this truth, to be able to see these things manifest in real time. This is Ezekiel 28 and verse 6. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God, the mind of God, being creating, splicing genes, going into creating new things, newly created creatures, doing all these things. That's in the mind of God, because Yahweh Shem Shai already had creation. He already made a perfect way of transportation for us. He already gave us pure water, but this devil wants to fucking, do everything his way and put everything in corroded ass pipes, and see how that went. This is verse 7. Behold, therefore, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against thy beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. And that's, hey, man, someone put your light out. Like the saying in the world goes. Hey, and how is that going to happen? Ultimately by way of thermonuclear missiles pelting this fucking bitch, Babylon the Great. Because this place needs destruction, man. ASAP, man. Every major city is just full of sodomites, degenerate behavior. Man, this place is really, really wretched, man. The only way to get rid of a sick dog that cannot heal itself or come back is to just take it out its misery. And that's exactly what Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai is going to do with this fucking filthy place, man. And if you're not in that spirit, then you ain't right either, man. If you want the American dream to continue, just wait till I get this car, wait till I get this house, wait till I get this job, wait till I, go here and go there, man. Hey, no, fuck that, man. You're vexed constantly and daily in this place. So that's not a spirit you want to be in, because you want to be saved out of the land of your captivity. This is Ezekiel 28 and 8. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. And that midst of the seas could be in the midst of the large multitudes of people. Going into the pit, which is also the grave, which is also hell, because there's no such place as eternal hell, but the lake of fire, being the second death, is what is going to be caused by the thermonuclear fire that is going to be brought by the ICBM missiles here in Babylon the Great. That's down to the pit. And thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. So, amen. Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai has a crazy judgment coming for this place, Babylon the Great. I'm going to get one more and close it out. This is Micah 5 and 15. It reads, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. So, amen. Would not want to be on Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai's bad side on that day. So, hey, keep that steady fear, because this devil has some technologies that he's just waiting to bring out the cuts to use on Jake, man. So with that being said, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash, that belongs to the elders and the apostles. Peace and salutations to Yehovah Ladakim. Shalom. Till next time, Brother Amar, DTA, and Ababa Ball.